For our project and throughout this course, Sam and I will be using Unity 2018.3, and we're going to lock at that version unless there's a really, really good reason not to do so. And the reason we're locking is when you change version of software, it creates all sorts of problems and hazards and refactors that you need to do. So we're going to challenge you to be a grown-up. We're having a grown-up conversation here, you and I, is don't chase the latest version of Unity, because new versions come out very regularly and like, oh, that feature looks cool, oh, that feature looks cool. The reason we're going for 2018.3 is that's the first version that uses nested prefabs, and that's very important to us in the way that we're going to be teaching this project. Now, Unity 2018.3 should be available to you forevermore. If it's not, try to find the closest match. It might be Unity 2018.4. And what version of 2018.3 do you need? Well, whichever one is available. All the 2018.3s, whether it's 0.3.1 or 0.3.8 or 0.3.12, should be pretty much the same and give you what you need throughout this course. If you already have that installed, or if you've already installed Unity Hub and you know how to get 2018.3, then skip the rest of the video. If you haven't got to that point yet, then I'll show you how to grab Unity Hub, install Unity, and be ready and raring to jump into the rest of the course. So open up your browser, jump over to unity3d.com. This is what the page looks like for me, but Unity changes this all the time, so it's going to look a little bit different for you. Find the Get Started button, or the Download button, or the Let's Get Going button, whatever it might be for you. Things change with Unity, and at some point you're probably going to be presented with, would you like to pay some money, or would you like to go for the personal version? Now again, this might change in the future. We can't predict what Unity is going to do, but you're looking for the thing that doesn't cost you money. So for us now, it's called Personal. We're going to click on Try Personal. And from here, it's going to ask us to accept the terms. Basically, it's saying if you're earning less than $100,000 in the thing that you're using Unity for, then you're all cool. After that point, you need to pay Unity some money. So that's great. If your game earns tons of money, then you need to give Unity a share of that money. And we're going to click on the Download Unity Hub. If you haven't used Unity Hub before, this is really amazing. It's a tool that allows us to have multiple versions of Unity, manage our projects, and a few other things. So it's a pretty quick installation. Click on wherever that is downloaded for you, and then click yes. I'm going to cancel out of my installation because I have Unity Hub installed already, but just follow the prompts. It's pretty straightforward. I think you know how to download and install some software, given that this is an intermediate course. So install Unity Hub should be pretty quick, and when that has finished downloading, open it up. If it hasn't finished yet and you're still waiting for it, then you can pause the video at this point. Or you can watch through and then circle back and do this when it has finished downloading. Now, this is Unity Hub. There's 3 tabs: Project, Learn, and Install. Projects, it's going to show us all of our projects that we have access to, that we've created. Installs is what we're looking for. That'll show the installs that I have already on my machine, and also the official releases. This is what we're looking for. Click on Official Releases. And for me, right at this very point in time, the latest is 2018.3.3. Now for you, it's probably going to be 0.3.4 or 0.3.8, or even the latest one might be 2019, or whatever they choose to name it in the future. So if you can, find a version of 2018.3. Doesn't matter whether it's 0.3 or 0.3.8 or 0.3 whatever, just as long as it's 2018.3 point something, and click on the Download button. And in here, it'll show us what components we want to install. If you're planning on doing something for Android, you can turn that on, or iOS, etc. For us, all we're going to do is the editor and the WebGL support, and then click on Done. Once it's installed, you can come back and change what components are installed. So I'm going to just give you an example of that. Here's on my machine. So this is currently installing, and you can see I've got an older version of 2018.3. This is 2018.3.1. If I click on the 3 dots here, I can add a component and then come back in and add something that I may have missed in the past. It's like, actually, you know what? I do wish to put this on Android, so you can then go and install that retroactively, which is really cool. And while we're waiting for it to download and install, which will all happen automatically, which is very cool, while that's happening, we'll jump into the next video. But just a quick note before we do, at some point, Unity might ask you to set up your account. They might have done that already. Mine's set up, so it might ask you for your email address and what login details you want. So just go ahead and set that up, which is pretty easy to do. Just follow the prompts there. And then when it is finished installing, you can click on these 3 little buttons here, and you can say Set as Preferred. That means that will be the version of Unity that opens up when you start a new project as your default program. Okay, so let that finish doing what it's doing and jump over into the next video. We're going to be talking about installing our editor, which is a little bit different to what we've used on our other projects. It's Visual Studio Code. Okay, let's go to the next video.